Hey there, welcome to Dull Motion! A Song of Ice and Fire, or Game of Thrones, has some great characters. It's hard to have your favorite because there's a high chance they will be killed off. In this repaint episode, I will be making an inspired Jon Snow doll. What? No, not the English news anchor! The other one! That's the one! Jon Snow, Ranger of the Night Watch. In the books, Jon Snow is described as a boy of 15 years old with dark hair and dark grey eyes. For this repaint, I want to make a combination of the two medias, with some features of the book version and some from the TV series, played by Kit Harington. Well, let's begin the spoiler-free custom. I'll be using this Ever After High Hunter Huntsman doll, already cleaned up. Ever After High male dolls have more muscular bodies than most Monster High male dolls. So, this body will be a great choice for Jon. Before rerouting, I made the doll's skull black with black permanent markers. This way the doll's skull won't be too noticeable while working with dark colored hair. And it gives a more full look. I'm also pushing in holes with a needle tool. This is because Hunter's hair was mainly plucked and not rerouted. For his hair, I will be using this Black Cutie Krulls reroot hair. With the reroot tool, I push in the hairs one by one. After some rerouting, he looks like Prince? A little trim and I found his face again. To secure the hyperlocks on the inside, I use fabric tack glue. Just squeeze the doll's head to get the glue everywhere. For some reason the black cute Krulls hair left some black stains on his face. Lucky it could be wiped off with some acetone. His hair is still too long, so I give it a cut. When I came to the right hair length, I was quite surprised his curls were gone. Oh well, good to keep in mind when I use this hair brand again. And hey, he looks younger and more like Jon's book version. To protect his hair from the ceiling, I cover it with a rubber glove and hold it down with pins. After that, I could safely spray the doll's head with a layer of Mr. Superclear. I start sketching in his face with watercolor pencils. I want his face to look more like Jon's TV version, that of Kit Harington, although he has the saddest face in the world. I'm also going to give him some sadness mixed in with some happiness. The internal struggle. Kinda suits the character. To darken parts in his face like his beard, moustache and eyebrows, I use pastels and a brush. It already starts to look like him. Drawing on his moustache with tiny strokes. Now for his dark grey eyes. These I painted in with acrylic paint. Having a doll with non-realistic human proportions, like this doll having a big head, I realized that painting the face too realistic can get quite odd or even creepy. So I draw his eyes slightly bigger than normal to get a more dolly look. Great, a final coat of pastels and he's done! To seal his new face up, I spray the doll's head with 2 layers of Mr. Soupy Clear. Letting his head dry for a bit, I'm going to make some alterations to his hands. I make a hole in both of his hands with a Lido cutter. I then fill the holes with neodymium magnets. This way he can hold his sword better. To close the holes, I use epoxy clay. Just a small piece and smooth it down with water. Jon wears black gloves, so I also sculpted him some gloves. After the clay is all dry and hard, I sand down some edges and painted them black. I also made his sword out of epoxy clay. Here I'm making the wolf sculpture on the end of his Valyrian sword Longclaw. Sanding all the parts. Don't forget to wear a mask for all the floating epoxy particles. Attaching all the pieces to make the sword. I glued out some more magnets and covered with sewing thread. Painting in the right colors with silver alcohol ink and acrylic paint. The sword also needs a sheath. So I just simply sew the sword between 2 fake pieces of leather. Attach it to a belt and paint it black with black ink. Now for the rest of his outfit. I trace his legs on black fabric, cut it out, sew it together to make pants. His shoes were almost like making socks. I sewed the fabric around his legs and flipped them inside out. I cut off small strokes of leather and bind them around his shoes to get snow boots. Great! Now we have his bottom half. Now for his upper half. It needs to be more tight and more precise. So this is going to be a different sewing method. I take some wrapping foil and cover the doll with it. I then wrap the doll with special writing tape. And draw on the pattern. I cut it out and trace the pieces on paper. And again trace it on fabric of choice. Now I just simply cut it out and sew everything together. Putting on the first piece and the second piece. Some detail with strokes of leather. And of course not forgetting to attach his sword. To make his black crow cape, I used this black fluffy fake fur. Funny enough, they were leg warmers from a Claudine wolf doll. I cut them open, sewed them together and attached more black fabric. I glued some magnets to his outfit and cape for an easy attachment and removal of the cape. Time to finally give back his hat and give him some shine in his eyes and on his lips. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment, share and all that good stuff. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe so you won't miss out on any future videos. Jon is still missing someone. See you in the next video. Bye!